Hi, this is Naveen Ferguson. Welcome to the channel. So glad to have you here. Okay, so this is a tarot card reading channel where I offer general card readings, money and career readings, love readings, and for a limited time, personal readings. For the personal readings, you can see more information in the description box below. For the money and career and love readings, you'll have to consider becoming a Patreon member, which really does help the growth and development of the channel. There's a lot of things I plan to offer you, and with your support, we can get there. When it comes to the YouTube channel, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and please leave comments. I would love to know if the readings are helping you. Okay, thank you for being here once more, and let's get into your reading. Okay, Taurus, hi, this is Naveen Ferguson. Welcome to the channel. Okay, we will be doing a love reading for you for the time frame of September the 29th to October the 24th of 2025. Yeah. Taurus, I've been saying this to all of these signs. My life is going through a particular transition at the moment. So, eventually you may see some lulling down of my readings. That's just because I'm going through, my life is going through a change. I don't know how things are gonna, when things are going to settle in such a way where I can then pick back up my readings to a more consistent basis. So just letting you know that you might eventually see more of a slowdown in my readings. But yeah, also, I've already shuffled all these cards. I'm just shuffling it again, a quick shuffle. I have to keep my readings to 30 minutes or less, just because my technologies are still acting up. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and feel free to please consider further supporting the channel by becoming a Patreon member. That is the best way to further help the growth and development of the channel. Also, until further notice, all of my readings will entirely be like open, because with love readings I typically would have had part of it on YouTube, and then for the full reading you would have had to consider becoming a Patreon member. But for right now, everything will be open on YouTube and on Patreon, so no worries there. But don't let that discourage you from still considering becoming a Patreon member to help support the growth and development of the channel. Okay, so Taurus, let's get into your love reading for the time frame of September the 29th to October the 24th of 2025. Let's see what's going on. Okay, 8 of Swords. Wow. Okay. Taurus, it would seem that for some of you, I feel like you need to speak up. You're either in a relationship. Again, when it comes to love readings, it doesn't necessarily have to be intimate, like love affair type thing. It could be with family. It could be with friendship. It could be with colleagues. Whatever the situation is, you'll know where it resonates, or whatever type of love dynamics you're dealing with. And the main subject or story of the reading will resonate with those circumstances. So what's coming through right here with the 8 of Swords, Taurus, that you need to speak up in this particular relationship. It seems that there might not be some reciprocity or fairness going on. In certain respects, you might even feel like you're being used or manipulated. Or I just heard, like, for some of you, you're just going through the motions or tolerating something because you're about to make a particular change, but you're still tolerating the unfairness of a circumstance. And for some of you, this could also be out of fear or timidness and sorts. Whatever the case may be, you are currently navigating an unfair relationship, and you're being asked by the universe, you need to really speak up or make your way out of this, because it's hampering your development or hampering the opportunity for a more fair and intimate love dynamic to develop and form in your life. And some of you, this could be having to leave this situation, or some of you, it could really be having to speak up in a relationship where you actually see a lot of potential, where you do truly hold a love interest for, and then the other person or the other entity or the people group or the family member or the friend may not necessarily even be aware that they might be taking advantage of you, or they might not be empathizing with you or considering your point of view on something or whatever have you. So whatever the case may be for you, Taurus, it's time for you to put your foot down and speak up. Further clarification, yeah, wow. Ace of Swords, talk about putting your foot down. Okay, Ace of Swords is coming through and saying to speak up. Okay, this is winning the war. This is strength. This is someone stating their point of view or their mindset, their thought process, incredibly clear. The Ace of Swords is incredibly precise, straight to the point, and very, very, very clear. There is no alternative message. There's no second guessing. There's no mistranslation. This is the Ace of Swords is an absolutely clear on where you stand, what you're saying, where you want to go, what you're about, what you expect, whatever the situation is. Okay, and it's finally making a determination to cut through the nonsense and really affirming your foundation on which you will be proceeding forward. There's an agenda, there's a strategy, there's a plan of action. So you're breaking free, or you will be breaking free from whatever this is you've been tolerating, okay? And really speaking your piece. And whether this entity or this relationship meets you and affirms and acknowledges your stance in all of this will determine your next steps or what will happen in the relationship. But like I said, and it's clarified by the Ace of Swords, you really need to speak and stand your ground. Further clarification, yeah, the Temperance energy, there you go. When you stand your ground, you speak in this relationship, there will be a change happening. For some people, there will be a consideration, okay? With consideration from what you will present, saying that maybe you're not happy about a situation, you want to talk about a situation, or you put a plan of action and to the significant other or the family group or the business partner or whatever the situation is, and they are going to consider it. Or maybe they, in the communication and the talks, you will be considering understanding, or you'll both be considering this understanding moving forward. It'll be, some of you will be stepping back, taking the time out, or sending them away for them to take a time out to consider their actions, consider what this type of relationship is, where this is going, what are the new foundations that you brought forth in consideration, so they can really check themselves and consider. It'll take a moment, okay? It's not gonna just be solved just like that in certain circumstances, but it is a refining and a transmuting of negative energies to a more positive energy, okay? Whether that will be a separation or whether that will be a coming together in a better way, okay? Absolutely incredible, Taurus. Let's see further insight into that line, and we have, yeah, coffin. You're putting an end to this nonsense, whatever this is, okay? So it's either going to get repaired in a better way, or you're just going to be moving on and shutting this down, okay? So let's see what else is happening, Taurus, and we have 8 of Cups. This is most interesting. So 8 of Cups is literally when I said, either it's going to be fixed or you're going to just let it go. 8 of Cups, this is you walking away from the negativity, walking away from the false promises, walking away from something that was stagnant, that was toxic, that was not serving you, that was keeping you in a mire, that was very depressing. You are walking towards the sun. Okay, you're leaving falseness and just the pain and the grief and the sadness, the unfairness of it all. behind. So, and that's in the regard of some of you literally separating yourself from the situation, or if you come to a determination with this love affair of sorts or whatever, and y'all both decide, or the group decides, or whatever your situation is, to move forward towards the sun in this better way, and leaving all this pain behind, not to repeat. Okay, not to repeat the past way of doing things and moving forward into this newness. Okay, but however it turns out, you've established your foot being down. You're absolutely serious about this, Taurus. You're not going to be repeating or giving another understanding another chance in certain respects. You are moving forward to better days. Okay, in your love life. Further clarification. Yeah, Nine of Swords. You are doing away with this, the anxieties, the worries, the dreads that you have had. And in some cases, I just sense it made you feel like you were losing your mind. Okay? In some cases, it even started making you think of things that were so outlandish that probably would never happen, but it was still giving you a lot of sleepless nights. It was giving you nightmares. Okay, you are moving away from this anxiety. Further clarification. Yeah, 10 of Wands. This is you laying down those burdens. The 10 of Wands is you laying down those burdens. Enough is enough. The toil and the labor and what you had to go through and tolerate and work through, the drudgery of it all, it is done with. It is ended. Okay? You're not going through this pain anymore. You're not putting yourself, like working to your fingers to the bone anymore to get to somewhere where it wasn't taking you anywhere to begin with. So either whatever love dynamic this is, either y'all with the temperance energy, you'll work it out and you move forward in a better way where you're not going to be repeating these things, or you're going to let that go and you're going to move on with yourself. And you're going to find your peace and your happiness developing your own life alone. Okay? Further insight into that line. Yeah, sudden wealth. Especially because you see the opportunities for betterness, or that betterness is not a word, but for betterment, thank you, down the line. Okay? You see the evidence that, you know what? I could do so much better than staying in this situation. You learn to recognize your worth and the opportunities that are right there and wait for you. And certain things, certain institutions or people or family members or the relationship, whatever that is, was holding you back. And as soon as you make that change with this relationship, or as soon as you leave the relationship, bam, sudden wealth. Okay? Certain negative, like maybe they were keeping you down, making you dependent on them in a certain respect, making you think that you're not capable, like you need them, you're nothing without them, or something like that. You know, that's for some of you. For some of you, it's like their attitudes or whatever. You started losing yourself in that, and you spoke to them and say, hey, something drastic needs to change now because we're going nowhere. So either we change this for the better and allow the sudden wealth and opportunity to come out and really use our talents and abilities to believe in ourselves, change our mindset, or you're going to move on without them and you're going to realize even more so the strength and the options that are before you without them. Okay? Let's see what else is happening. Yeah, the 5 of Pentacles. This is you letting the lack mentality, like literally what I just finished saying actually, the lack mentality go. The thinking that you're not capable or not deserving of better, you're letting that go. Okay? Further clarification. Yeah, 2 of Wands. This is you choosing a new path in your love life, a new path in your relationship enrichment. Okay? And again, for some of you, if you were able to work it out, this is y'all forming this new path going forward and leaving the old path behind. Okay, this is going towards a much more harmonious path and leaving behind the painful path. Okay, not choosing the things that cause a lot of the problems in the first place. Okay, and not allowing the past pain and of the mindset that made you think that you were unworthy, leaving that behind with the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, further clarification. Yeah, the Emperor, you are now realizing that you have the power, you have the skills, you have the experience, you have the wisdom, you have the intelligence, you have the charisma, you have the health, you have the finances or capability to create those finances, you have the foundations. This is you starting to see all of your gifts, talents, and abilities, empowering yourself, realizing that you are the commander of your life. You don't need someone to define you. You can control the narrative of your life. This is you moving forward in strength and success. Okay? Absolutely incredible. You're not dealing with the lack anymore. You're moving forward with strength. Okay, this is you having basically the whole world before you. You can become more, and you don't have to be in a negative relationship and believe the negative things that might have been trying to wrap you up and lay on you or be manipulated by someone else. You have the freedom to make your life your own. Okay, for the insight, yeah, see, toil and labor, you don't need to be doing this. You just realize you don't need to work the 9 to 5. You don't need to be beholden to someone else. Someone else doesn't need to define you if they think you're not doing a good job or something like that, or if they think that you where are you going without them, you're nothing without them, or something like that. Like, you don't need this. Okay. Some of you are really leaving a toxic relationship or a toxic relationship environment or a toxic family member or a toxic friendship. I feel like for some of you, it might be a little bit rare for some of you to stay together, work this out, and actually goes into certain understanding. But it says a lot of you are leaving an understanding. Let's see what else is happening. 7 of Swords. Yeah. Literally, I just finished saying that. I feel more so a lot of you are leaving an understanding. The 7 of Swords is literally leaving, and it's not necessarily a clean break with the 7 of Swords. This is leaving a painful understanding, a frustrating understanding. You're giving what's there, what's theirs. You're not taking none of theirs, and you're taking what's yours, and you're moving out to better days. Okay? Further clarification. Yep, Knight of Swords, and you're doing it with the swiftness. Like, you give it a little bit of time, talk it out, whatever, okay? But it's only so much time, okay? And then you're moving on, okay? Quick, okay? You're not looking back. You're going quickly. You have a plan of action, a purpose. You made a strategy, and nothing is holding you back. Absolutely incredible. Further clarification, yeah, 5 of Swords. You realize it's not going to be easy because you're changing your life. You're changing the way of doing certain things. But you know what? It's all good. The 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is winning the battle, okay? You're leaving a situation. It may not be easy, but you're going to win it. You're winning the battle. And the 5 of Swords is also, because you win the battle, it's also a life experience. You're going to take this knowledge, you're going to take this wisdom, and you're going to add it to your further success that you continue to move forward towards in relationships, okay? Absolutely incredible, Taurus. Very strong, very brave, knowing your worth. For the insight. Yeah, main female, it's all about you. Okay, moving forward. You know your worth. Absolutely incredible. So, now, Taurus, remember, I'm really dealing with time. I'm going to go into the extended. I'm going to give you the insight, of course. I'm going to give you the angel message. Please rewind back, cross-reference, see what was said with regards to the extended over the primary part of the reading. I really have to try to stick to time here, okay? So let's see what's happening here. And we have, 5 of Wands. This right here on this line, revive back, see what was said. It's a fight. It's a struggle. It's frustrating, okay? It's like keeping your, like having to deal with things that you don't, you shouldn't have to deal with, but you will win. You will overcome with the 5 of Wands. You will. Further clarification, 7 of Swords. You have the 7 of Swords somewhere over here as well, especially right here, especially with the coffin right here. You say, enough is enough. You're putting your foot down. You're saying either this is going to happen or you're going to go. And right here, it's breaking away. You've stopped whatever was hurting you, was not fair, and you're moving forward. Okay? Further clarification. Yeah. Strength card. you're done with the eight of swords here. You're done with being the lamb, as it were, being timid, being used, being abused. You're finding your strength and you're speaking up. You're saying it's going to be this way now, or you're leaving. Absolutely incredible. For the insight, yeah, poverty. You're done with this. In some relationship right here, someone might have been used. Maybe you were definitely the breadwinner in this situation, and the other person wasn't even trying to work. They were just using you. Okay. You're done with this poverty and lack mindset and someone making you feel belittled and all this kind of. You're done with it. Okay, either certain things change or you're moving on. Regardless, you're moving on. Okay, let's see what else is happening. Yeah, 9 of Wands. You're committed to moving forward towards your success, towards your peace, towards your happiness. You know you're gonna have to make some changes or whatever, and you're gonna be committed to it. You can feel that this change is there. You just have to keep going at it. Okay, and the 9 of Wands, remember you have the 10 of Wands here, you're right there on the cusp. You're going to make the decision after there's a slight pause and waiting and consideration with a talk or whatever, and you're going forward. Further clarification, yeah, the Chariot energy, I told you, the Chariot energy, especially with sudden wealth here, the Chariot energy is absolute victory. Absolute victory, and it's the fastest motion card on the deck. It won't be long until you take that move, until you take that step. You go in the first line over here, you're talking about it, you address it, okay? And they better make their mind up quick, okay? Because you're moving, you're stopping, okay? This is someone who's also having faith in their decision, okay? They're taking a strong stance. They may not entirely know how the formation of this motion is going to look to a certain extent, but they know that the way is clear and they're taking full advantage of it. They know their destination. Their destination is this type of life they want, this type of narrative they want for their life, okay? And it's moving towards absolute victory. Further clarification, yeah, Page of Pentacles. This is that new investment. Sudden wealth, remember what we said. This is that new investment, that new purpose, that new engagement into your health, your well-being, your finances, your peace of mind, your foundation in life. You're going to nurture this and make the most of it. You're going to take this opportunity and make the most of it. You're not looking back. You're ready to start something new. You're not going to continue this type of relationship anymore, this toxicity. Further insight, yeah, adjudication. Some of you are getting a divorce. Some of you are just stepping out, leaving entirely. Okay, and some of you, like I said, the very few of you, in certain respects, if it's going to work out, then they're going to have to be certain things written in black and white, in ink. Okay, it has to be a commitment if you're going to move forward with this change. Otherwise, you're just out entirely. Let's see what else is happening here. 6 of Pentacles, reciprocity. You're done with dealing with these lack and these wearing more hats than what you even paid for, or doing more in a relationship that's what's even fair. And it's like you're doing all the work, or you're dealing with all the bills, or you're dealing with all the cleaning, or you're the only one doing emotional dealing with their emotional struggles, and no one's caring or considerate of yours, or whatever the situation is. You're done with it. The 6 of Pentacles, it's going to be reciprocity moving forward. Okay, so moving forward in any type of relationship, or if some of you decide to fix the relationship, and if it is salvageable, okay, that those changes is going to be fair. Okay, further clarification, yeah, 9 of Swords. You're done with the grief and the pain and the anxiety, the stress, the things that made you feel like you were going crazy, the nightmares. You're done with it. Okay, further clarification. Again, oh my gosh, the 8 of Swords. You have the 8 of Swords starting over here. You have the 8 of Swords over here. You're done with the manipulation, someone making you think you're beholden to them. You're done with having your dreams and your wants denied and made to think that you're crazy for wanting to be more happier, maybe thinking that life could be more than what this is. You're done with that. You're starting to see this is you now. You're starting to see what the true reflection is. You're starting to see what the situation truly is, and you're done with it. Absolutely incredible, Taurus. Further insight into this line. Yeah, imprisonment. You're done. Look. You are done with this, Taurus. If this relationship can't be fixed, you're moving on because you're done with this pain. Let's see what else is happening. And we have, 2 of Pentacles. This
And what's coming through? This, you tried it, it's done with. Now you're forming this new way of being, this new lifestyle, this new purpose. Okay? Right on this road. Okay, male, female, and stuff like that. Revive back, see what was said. Further clarification. Yeah, King of Wands. This is you now reestablishing yourself. The King of Wands is making sure that his life now really reflects who he is. Okay, when he speaks the vision, it will be formed. It will be formed in his lifestyle. His kingdom will reflect his true love affair in life. Your health is going to get better. You're going to be looking amazing, very attractive. You're going to be very charismatic, very strong, very secure in who you are. This is a total transformation. Okay? Your glow is coming back. You're not going to allow someone to take the strength away from you anymore, make you think that you're less than. Okay? You're going to finally move forward and more purposeful, more your self-esteem just rising to higher now, just happier in living. Further clarification. Yeah, 3 of Swords. You're letting this heartache, this pain, this silent pain that you're not going to tolerate that in your life anymore. You're moving on. You're becoming better. You're healing. Absolutely incredible, Taurus. Further insight into this line. We have, Lovers. For some of you, like I said, if you decided to cultivate and work on this relationship and those changes are made, the relationship will become stronger, of course. But majority of you, I feel like you just moved on from something and you're going to invite a better love coming down the line, okay? And this is also love for yourself. You're going to feel so much better. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, so Taurus, let's take a look at your angel message. And we have on this line over here, we have meditation brings answers, most definitely. Because the hard talk was happening here, the temperance is in here. There's going to be a thought process of things, okay? And you're going to get those answers faster than expected as well, is what I'm hearing. In this line over here, we have not the right time, okay? Because there's still movement and planning and putting things together, but it's putting your foot down still. It's a move. It's like ending things, finishing things up, okay? It's not entirely a rush in certain respects, but it's also not slow either. Okay, there's certain timing of certain things happening here, especially after the considerations happen over here. Okay, but a decision is going to be made. Further clarification, not clarification. The angel message over here, and we have the answers. Yes, of course, the answer is yes. You're done with varying things. It has to be reciprocal. You're done with this person. You're going to be free. Your decision will be the best answer in this. Okay, and over here in this line we have perfect timing. Notice that, not the right time over here, but your perfect timing over here, where everything is resolved and you start to go towards your better life, your better days, okay? Absolutely amazing, perfect timing, okay? A new love interest may even arise here for some of you. Okay, so Taurus, this has been your love reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and also please consider becoming a Patreon member. I wish you the best. Bye.
Okay, that has been your reading. So excited. I really do hope that it was helpful, that it edified you, gave you some encouragement, some good advice on which to navigate whatever it is that you're dealing with right now and going through. I'm really wishing you all the best. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, consider becoming a Patreon member. It really does support the growth of the channel. So much things I would like to bring forth to you. I think that's it. So stay great. Bye.